Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
It's Kimani David. I'm the Young Turks Community Ambassador, and this is the first ever episode of TYT Community, in which we have community members from all over the country, all over the world, come talk about important issues. Hi, everybody. Would you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Jeff Waldorf, a TYT community member, obviously. I'm from Michigan, and that's it.
I'm Kevin Wayne, TYT community member from Florida.
Today we're going to be talking about the RNC, among other things, and the general issues with the Republican platform, how Republicans present themselves, and how that's not a winning strategy.
As governor of Massachusetts, I chose a woman lieutenant governor, a woman chief of staff. Half of my cabinet and senior officials were women. By the time I was out of school, I realized that I had to go out on my own, that if I stayed around Michigan in the same business, I'd never really know if I was getting a break because of my dad. I wanted to go someplace new and prove myself. Those weren't the easiest of days. Many long hours and weekends working, 5 young sons who seemed to have this need to reenact a different world war every night. If you felt that excitement when you voted for Barack Obama, shouldn't you feel that way now that he's President Obama? He took office without the basic qualification that most Americans have, and one that was essential to the task at hand. He had almost no experience working in a business. Jobs to him are about government. Paul Ryan and I have 5 steps. First, by 2020, North America will be energy independent by taking full advantage of our oil, our coal, our gas, our nuclear, and our renewables. Second, we'll give our fellow citizens the skills they need for the jobs of today and the careers of tomorrow. When it comes to the school your child will attend, every parent should have a choice and every child should have a chance. Third, we'll make trade work for America by forging new trade agreements. And when nations cheat in trade, there will be unmistakable consequences. And fourth, to assure every entrepreneur and every job creator that their investments in America will not vanish, as have those in Greece, we will cut the deficit and put America on track to a balanced budget. And fifth, we will champion small businesses, America's engine of job growth. That means reducing taxes on business, not raising them. It means simplifying and modernizing the regulations that hurt small business the most. And it means that we must rein in the skyrocketing cost of health care by repealing and replacing Obamacare.
When we go into the DNC, that whole speech that was given will just look terrible if they come on there, don't speak with rhetoric, just tell the truth and point things out. Speak with some substance. It's all they have to do is speak with some substance instead of speaking in metaphors and cliches, which is basically what you saw in every single speech.
The Republicans don't have anything that there's no new policy that they want to talk about. And they don't talk about policy because people are going to start, if they talked about policy, people are thinking, oh, wait a minute. No, isn't that what that guy George Bush did over for 8 years? Those are the policies he had, right? And my life has gone down the toilet since 2001. So maybe that's why they don't talk about policy, because people don't like their policies. So what they'd rather do is they drag the other guy through the mud, right? They throw shit at the wall, see whatever sticks, and then people see that and they're like, okay, they're trying to make people like Obama less than they like Mitt Romney. Which is
pretty hard to do.
If they got into some substance about these policies, you would see a lot of trouble on the Republican side, especially because they're such a minority in the country, and they really are. The only reason that they even get elected is because they show up to vote, and Democrats seem to not show up to vote. Their population level is so much lower, but they show up every time. You can count on it. And the problem with that is you have dedicated people that are going to show up, but that they don't even know the policy that their elected officials are voting on. They're very unaware. They hear those little cliches and they follow them, and they absorb them into the meaning that they have in their own mind, Yet when it comes to the policy itself, they don't know. Like at the end of 2010, when we extended the Bush era tax cut, President Obama called Clinton in there. I knew he was getting him in there to get a backing to make that deal, and it was a bunch of crap. And as a progressive, I was extremely mad that he did that.
Right.
I would have stayed on unemployment. If I lost my unemployment, it wouldn't have mattered. That point right there, I wanted to stand up and fight, and I even made videos on that. I wanted to stand up and fight. And if it meant losing any benefits or whatever, or being taxed greater, right then and there, if the middle class would have lost their tax cut and unemployment would have been canceled because they wouldn't have extended it, that would have been fine, because I'll guarantee you that would have only lasted a month or two, and people would have been like, whoa, we are never electing a Republican again if they don't fix this.
They know that they can't run on their policies. Their policies, they don't work. Trickle down doesn't work. Deregulation makes things worse. See 2008. So they run on, just like you said, they run on trashing the opponent and talking points. And
They're great at creating a context, is what it is. There was a segment on The Daily Show the other day with John Oliver and Jon Stewart, and John Oliver just pretty much framed it exactly as what it is. When he said that, when you're talking to a woman and you're trying to get her to sleep with you, you might tell her a lie here or there, and you say, "Oh, I'm a gold medalist," or "Oh, I'm a rich lawyer," or something, and you may not be any such thing. But you're creating a context in which she'll get with you, right? That's what the Republican Party is doing. They're lying to you to create this context, so that way you find Mitt Romney as an attractive candidate.
They know that their policies are bad, so they run on all the social stuff. That's what they bring in. They always bring in abortion because they run on that. That's the only thing they can run on.
True. They definitely run on their social issues, and they do want big government, whether they want you to think that or not. If they didn't want big government, they would not take our government and push it into Canadian policy. I mean, we try to influence Canada's policies from the Republican side.
Sorry, Pirate.
No, it's true.
And that is done from a completely Republican side, like the war on drugs, and we try to push that onto them. I mean, we have no business doing that. What they want is what they want. So you can't tell me they don't want big government. Matter of fact, they don't just want government here; they want government into other countries. So it's kind of strange, when you hear that that government size argument as part of the rhetoric as well.
To sort of further on what Kevin was saying there before too, the way a lot of people vote is based on these TV ads and soundbite cliches that go on, and quite honestly, I mean, while I would never tell anybody not to vote, the worst thing the only thing worse than not voting is being an uninformed voter.
Very true.
Absolutely agree. Very true.
Exactly, and that's one. That's one of the major problems with how these campaigns are run too. You're not going to get an ad that goes up there and where Obama says, "Hey, I gave the middle class a federal tax cut during my first term." Like that hasn't happened yet, right? That should happen, but it hasn't happened.
Danger.